Hi there, let's go through histology MCQs on the hepatobiliary system, which consists of the gallbladder and the liver, and we also have some questions from the pancreas. So question 1 reads, which of the following is the exocrine portion of the pancreas? Which of the following is the exocrine portion of the pancreas? A. Islets of Langerhans. B. Alpha cells. C. Beta cells. D. Delta cells. And C. acini. So the exocrine portion of the pancreas is simply the portion which secretes its content in a duct. So the pancreas has the endocrine portion and the exocrine portion. So as you can see in this diagram here, this is the pancreatic duct, the main pancreatic duct, and then the main pancreatic duct, it has what we call the intercalated ducts, which leads to the acini cells or the exocrine portion of the pancreas. So the exocrine portion of the pancreas secretes its content in a duct, which is called the intercalated duct, and the portion is called the acini or the acina if it is singular. So these clusters of cells there, those are the islets of Langerhans, and those they form the endocrine portion of the pancreas. But for this question, the exocrine portion of the pancreas is simply the acini, which is the correct answer for question 1 is E. So we move on to question 2. What are the diverticular of the mucosa of the gallbladder called? What are the diverticular of the mucosa of the gallbladder called? A. Rokitansky-Akov sinuses. B. Ducts of Lakshka. C. Duct of Wissard. D. Ambula of Vater. And E. Sphincter of Oddi. So to get this question correct, we need to understand what a diverticular is. So a diverticular is simply like a pouch in a structure. As we can see in this diagram, we have the normal gallbladder, and we also have an abnormal gallbladder where we can see the diverticulum, which is simply a pouch, some pouches inside the gallbladder, and those pouches are called the Rokitansky-Akov sinuses. So the correct answer for question 2, the diverticular of the mucosa of the gallbladder, is called the Rokitansky-Akov sinuses. So the correct answer is A. The ducts of Lakshka, these are ducts which connect the gallbladder. These are the accessory ducts which connect the gallbladder to the liver, and the duct of Wissard is simply the main pancreatic duct. The ambula of Vater, this is when the bile duct and the main pancreatic duct, which is the duct of Wissard, connect. Where they connect, they form the what we call the ambula of Vater, which opens in the duodenum. So this structure here is simply the ambula of Vater, and then we have the bile duct and the main pancreatic duct. They form the ambula of Vater. So on the ambula of Vater, we have what we call the sphincter of Oddi. So the sphincter of Oddi is simply a sphincter on the ambula of Vater, which controls the secretion of pancreatic juice. Okay, so the correct answer for question 2 is A, the Rokitansky-Akov sinuses. These are the diverticulum on the mucosa of the gallbladder. So we move on to question 3. What structure is in the middle of the hepatic lobule? A. Hepatic artery. B. Portal triad. C. Central vein. D. Portal vein. And E. Sinusoids. So which one among these is in the middle of the hepatic lobule? So a hepatic lobule, this is simply a functional unit of the liver. It is hexagon, a hexagon in shape. It's a hexagonal functional unit of the liver. So this portal triad, or the hepatic lobule, has what we call a portal triad. So this is simply a portion of the hepatic lobule. As we can see here, we have the central vein, and we also have the portal triad in the corner there. So the portal triad, we have the hepatic artery, we have the portal vein, and the bile duct in the portal triad. So which structure is in the middle of the hepatic lobule? So when we draw the hepatic lobule, we are going to see that in the middle of the lobule here, we have the central vein, and then in the corners there, we have what we call a portal triad. Then a portal triad is simply this structure here, which has the artery, the hepatic artery, and the portal vein, and a branch of the bile duct there. Then in the central, we have the central vein. So meaning the structure which is in the middle of the hepatic lobule is the central vein. So the correct answer for question 3 is C, the central vein. Question 4. What is the space between the liver sinusoids and the hepatocytes called? What is the space between the liver sinusoids and the hepatocytes called? A. Space of Disse. B. Space of Moore. C. Vacuum. D. Lacuna. E. House shapes of lacuna. So for question 4, the space between the sinusoids and the hepatocytes in the liver is called the space of Disse. So between the sinusoids, when these vessels join, they form what we call a sinusoid, which leads to the central vein there. Now between the sinusoid, if we zoom in that structure here, we can see we have the sinusoid here. Now there is a space between the sinusoid layer and the hepatocyte, which are these cells here. Now this space which is in between there is called the space of Disse. Okay, so the correct answer here is A for question 4. We move on to question 5. So what is the name of the cellular mass for the endocrine portion of the pancreas? What is the name of the cellular mass for the endocrine portion of the pancreas? A. Islets of Langerhans. B. Alpha cells. C. Beta cells. D. Delta cells. And E. Acini. Okay, so what is the name of the cellular mass for the endocrine portion of the pancreas? As I already explained this, the correct answer here is the islet of Langerhans. These are simply cellular mass of cells which forms the endocrine portion of the pancreas are called islets of Langerhans, and they consist of alpha cells, beta cells, and delta cells. The exocrine part is the acini, okay, which secretes in a duct. So in this diagram here, we have the acini cells there, and we also have the islets of Langerhans, where we find the alpha cells, beta cells, and the gamma cells. So the cellular mass for the endocrine portion of the pancreas are islets of Langerhans, which is the correct answer for question 5 is A. We move on to question 6. Question 6 reads, which structures are part of the portal triad? A. Portal vein. B. Hepatic artery. C. Central vein. D. Sinusoids. E. Both A and B. So a portal triad is simply a triad which is formed in the angles of the hepatic lobule, which is a hexagonal structure, a functional hexagonal structure of the liver. So the portal triad is formed by 3 vessels, which are the bile duct, portal vein, a branch of portal vein, and the branch of hepatic artery. These three, they form what we call a portal triad. So on our choices here, we can see that the structures which are part of the portal triad are the portal vein and hepatic artery, not the central vein and the sinusoid. So the correct answer for question 6 is A and B. Portal vein and hepatic artery are part of the portal triad. We move on to question 7. Which of the following is not a function of the liver? So the liver has a number of functions, and among them we have these ones here, but they are saying which one is not a function of the liver. So A, metabolism of bilirubin, and B, deamination of amino acid, C, storage of iron, D, storage of copper, and E, storage of calcium. So which one of the following is not a function of the liver? E, storage of calcium is not the function of the liver. Instead, calcium is stored in the bones. So the correct answer is E. E is not a function of the liver. Question 8. What is the function unit of the liver? What is the functional unit of the liver? A lobule. A, lobule. B, portal triad. C, central vein. D, hepatocyte. And E, sinusoids. So as I had already mentioned, the functional unit of the liver is simply a lobule, which is a hexagonal structure of the liver where we find the portal triad and the central vein, even the hepatocyte and the sinusoids form what we call a lobule, which is functional unit of the liver. So the correct answer here is A. Question 9. What are the valves which regulate the flow of bile into the intestine? A, the Rokitansky arch of sinuses. B, ducts of Lakshka. And C, we have the duct of Wisan. And D, ambula of Vata. E, the sphincter of Oddi. So what are the valves which regulate the flow of bile in the intestine? So the flow of bile is regulated by the sphincter of Oddi. The sphincter of Oddi. So we have the bile duct and the pancreatic duct. They join and they form what we call the ambula of Vata. So the ambula of Vata, we have a sphincter which is called the sphincter of Oddi, and that sphincter regulates the circulation of bile in the small intestine, specifically in the duodenum. So question 9, the correct answer is the sphincter of Oddi. Question 10. What cells of the pancreas secrete somatostatin? A, islets of Langerhans. B, alpha cells. C, beta cells. D, delta cells. And E, gamma cells. So which ones among these cells of the pancreas secrete what we call somatostatin? So the islet of Langerhans, these are the masses of cells in the pancreas which forms the endocrine gland. Now the endocrine gland consists of the alpha cells, beta cells, delta cells, and gamma cells. So the alpha cells, these ones, the alpha cells secrete what we call the glucagon, beta cells secrete insulin, delta cells secrete somatostatin, and gamma cells secrete pancreatic polypeptides. So the gamma cells secrete pancreatic polypeptide. Delta cells secrete what we call somatostatin. So the correct answer here is D. D is the correct answer for question 10. Okay, so as we can see here, this cluster of cell is simply islet of Langerhans, where we find the alpha cells, beta cells, and delta cells, even the gamma cells. And this structure, these are the acinas, the acini of the pancreas, which forms what we call the exocrine glands. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like if at all you like this video. If you don't like it, hit that unlike icon there And don't forget to subscribe and leave your comment concerning this video in the comment section below.